Every time you see a headline that says a house sold $200,000 over asking, that was the plan. The seller's agent designed that outcome weeks before the sign went on the lawn. And if you walk into that setup without knowing the rules of the game, you'll either wildly overpay or lose house after house and burn out. I've watched both happen. I'm Christian Jauslin, realtor with the Storey Team in Toronto, and today I'm pulling back the curtain on the two ways homes get sold here: open offers and offer presentations, what a bully offer is, and how you position yourself to win each game. This is the stuff that usually only gets explained after you've already lost your first bidding war. So let's get stuck in. System 1, offers anytime. This is what most people picture. The home is listed at a price the seller would actually accept. You can offer whenever you want, and it's back and forth negotiation from there. Price usually lands close to what's listed. Right now in the GTA, the sale to list ratio across all property types is 98%. That means homes are selling for about 2% below asking on average. That ratio starts to shift depending on factors like time on market, neighborhood, and property type, but the key takeaway is the same. This is the system where negotiation skills actually matter. And on $1 million home, 2% is $20,000, money that either stays in your pocket or goes to the seller. System 2, the offer presentation. Here, the seller's agent deliberately lists the property below its real market value, sometimes dramatically lower, then announces that no offers will be reviewed until a specific date, usually 5 to 7 days out. The goal is to pack the open houses, generate multiple offers, and get buyers bidding against each other on offer night. The list price was never the price. It was bait. That's not illegal, and it's not even unethical when it's done transparently. But you need to recognize it instantly. The tell is usually a property whose price looks too good to be true. Unfortunately, there's no way for you to know for sure, as it's rarely ever disclosed in the listing description. You would need a realtor to check the listings data information on MLS, which isn't publicly available. So here's what I look for on any listing a client is interested in. Is there an offer date? If yes, we can automatically assume the list price is theater. Then I pull the comparable sales, what similar units or properties actually sold for in the last 30 to 90 days, and that number, not the price, becomes our anchor. If a condo lists at $499, and every comparable unit in the building sold for between $580,000 and $600,000, then $499,000 isn't a deal. It's a marketing strategy. So when a buyer asks, can we get this close to list on an offer presentation? The honest answer is usually no, and knowing that up front saves weeks of heartbreak. Now, the move most first-time homebuyers have never heard of is the bully offer, politely called a preemptive offer. That's when a buyer ignores the offer date and submits early, deliberately strong, usually well over list, firm, or close to it with a short fuse. This offer is valid until 9 p.m. tonight. The strategy here is to make the seller choose between something sure today or taking the risk of waiting till next week when the offer night is. In Ontario, if the listing says offers will be reviewed on a date, the seller can still choose to look at a bully offer, and if they do, the listing agent generally has to notify everyone else who's expressed interest. Now, this usually sets off a scramble, but as a buyer, the bully offer is a legitimate strategy that I've used to win properties for clients without ever facing a bidding war. But it only works if you're prepared to make a strong offer, your financing is tight, and your deposit is ready to be attached herewith, which, if you watched last week's video on deposits, you already understand. With a property that has offers anytime, here's your playbook. Use the days on market as leverage, keep your conditions, financing, status review, and negotiate on price and closing date. In this market, the seller typically needs you more than you need them, and your offer should be built like you know it. With offer presentations, discuss your offer strategy with your agent prior to offer night by defining what your true maximum price is. This price should be based on sold comparables and your own budget, not what you think other competing buyers might offer. Next, ensure you've been pre-approved with your financing so you can ideally drop the financing conditions safely. For a house, the seller will also typically provide a home inspection report in advance so you have time to review it prior to submitting an offer. Should you be satisfied with the findings, you'll also be able to drop any home inspection condition. This would then allow you to submit a clean offer, meaning it is firm with no conditions and really presents your offer as competitively as possible to the sellers. For condos, some listings will include the status certificate in advance, but that's far less common than having a home inspection report included. As a result, it's still fairly typical to see a status review condition on a condo offer night. Deposit herewith will almost always be viewed more favorably by sellers compared to an offer that has their deposit upon acceptance. I've seen offers that were priced a bit higher but didn't have their deposit ready lose out to offers who were slightly lower on price but had their deposit included herewith. To avoid that kind of heartbreak, just make sure your deposit is ready to go. So to recap, there are two pricing strategies used on properties: offers anytime and offer presentations. The list price on an offer date property is marketing. Sold comparables will always be the truth. Bully offers can jump the line in either direction, and every game is won before offer night. Financing underwritten, deposit liquid, maximum price decided in advance. The free closing checklist is linked below, and it covers everything from deposit to keys. If you want someone running this playbook on your side, my booking link is also in the description. Next Friday, I'll be covering the real cost of closing, with every fee between your accepted offer and your front door itemized. The number surprises almost everyone. See you then.